Alrighty, part 4. Now we're ready to get into our valve clearances. Give you a little background. This bike has never had a valve check. The guy I got it from said he'd never had it done, and now it's got 10,700 miles on it. So I don't know if that's actual mileage. You know, you don't really know until you get into these things. You know, it could have been a 40,000 mile bike, and then speedometer breaks and you put a 10,000 mile speedometer on there. You never know. But we'll find out here in a second. Alright, we're going to do a tool list right now. So we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. We're going to need a 19mm box wrench. You're going to need feeler gauges with these taper tips. If you have a round one, it won't work. You're going to have these tapers to get inside these cam covers. Okay. And I made a little sheet here. As you can see, now this is front of the bike, looking down at the engine, looking forward. So we've got 2 exhaust valves, and the numbers we're looking for is from 21 to 30. And we have 3 intakes per cylinder, so there's 0.11 to 0.20 is that measurement, so that's what we're looking for. And also the firing order on this bike is 1, 2, 4, and 3. And that will be the order that we're going to do the checks in. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is take the timing cover off. You got 4 bolts. Just take it out. Now, same thing on this is there's a little rubber seal. Just check the rubber seal, make sure it's pliable. No cracks, you know, it's okay, in good shape. This one's in pretty good shape, so I can reuse it. So that's good. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the engine in time. And I'll show you these hash marks. Right here, you'll see a T with a hash mark. And we're going to turn the motor until it hits this spot right here. And you see this little hash mark here on that bar. But while we're doing that, we're going to be looking at the cam position. And you see right now the cams are down in the middle, facing the middle. And as soon as I put that timing line on here, you'll see it. Okay, so even though the hash line is on this bar, if we look at our cam lobes, they're in the wrong position. We want the cam lobes to facing out. Okay, out over here to the left, out here to the right. So we're going to turn the motor counterclockwise. One more full rotation till we get that. Okay. As you can see, our T mark is on the hash line for this bar. Our cams are in the same position that we need. So I do it to 3 checks. I check here, I check the cams, and if you look at the back of this, right behind this gear, there'll be a dot, a black dot. And on top of this cam cover, there's a hash mark right in the middle. It's on both of them. And that tells me that the cams are in line with everything else. It's the cams in line with the crankshaft. So that tells me it's lined up down here, it's lined up here, and it's lined up on these hash marks with the black dots. Alright, so this engine's in perfect time. Okay, let me change my camera. Okay, let me get a little closer. Now we can start doing our checks. Okay, we're going to start with this exhaust first. Now this cam lobe is up here and to the left, but I'm going to back this engine up to where it's right here. Right here you'll see 3 dots, 1, 2, 3. Intake's the same, 1, 2, 3. I want this cam lobe right in the middle of 1 and 2 because I want it straight up and down from this bucket here. It's a little silver, you'll see it here, a little silver disc. That's our bucket. And I want that cam lobe straight up and down, 90-degree angle to that bucket. Okay, so I'm going to back this engine up clockwise just for a second so I can get that measurement. Okay, right there. since this has never been done before on this motor, our measurement's 21 to 30, so I'm going to start with 25, see what happens. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens. 25 is tight, so I'm going to switch to 23. Is a little tight, so I'm going to switch to 22. Now on this particular feeler gauge I don't have a 22, so I'm going to use a 15 and my 7, and that'll give me my 22. So I'll put two of these together and we'll see what happens. And that is right, it is 22. Okay. So we're just going to write 22 on our sheet. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next one. Same thing again, I'm going to start at 25. Now right inside, you see this big gap right here in this cover, that cam lobe fits against this post right here, against this edge. Okay. 25, that's right on the money actually, 25, okay, that was easy. And 0.25, okay. Alright, so now we're going to switch to our intake. So now we're going to turn the crankshaft counterclockwise until we get to that low position that we're looking for. We want it right between that 2 and 3 dot. Right there. Okay. Now on our intake, we're looking for between 11 and 20. Since it's never been done, I'm going to start at 15, see what happens. Okay. Now since this is on the outside, it's easy to check. The others we're going to have to go inside these caps, just like we did the exhaust. Okay, 15's too tight, I won't even go under. So I'm going to drop it to a 13. $13 fits fine, a little bit of a tug, that's good, so it's 13. And 13 and so on. We're just going to keep checking them. Get on this side. Okay, number 2. Since that was a 13, I'm going to stick with that 13. Hopefully it'll be about the same. I'm going to turn the camera this way. Okay. Thirteen's a little tight, so I'm going to switch to 11. Now I don't have an 11 single, so I'm going to do a 6 and a 5. That should give me 11. Let's see what it looks like. That's why you need those taper gauges to get inside these little slots here. It's a little tight. They need to try a 10. It's just not fitting under there. Let's try a 10. I'll find one that does work. It has to be precise. Let's try a 10. Okay. 10 works fine. try that 11 again. If you're in doubt, try it again. It's got to be precise. It is definitely a 10. It will not fit in. Okay, so we're going to go 10 on our sheet. We're just going to keep doing it down the line, see what happens. I'm going to try that 13 again starting out because it seems to be on the low end. Let's try it again. Okay, 13. Thirteen's right on the money on that one. Okay, so we got a 13, 10, and a 13, which the 13s are in spec, but that 10 will have to be changed out. Too tight on the clearance. Okay. Now, if you look right here, this cam lobe is already in the right position, but I'm gonna back it up just a second, just for a one right there between the two dots, right there. Okay. So it should already be in position from here on out. It should be, because our firing order is 1, 2, 4, 3. So when I do number 4 over there, that cam should be in the same for its firing position. Okay, we'll start at 13 on this one. Let's see what happens. Oh, sorry, that's the exhaust. Sorry, my bad. Let's start at 25. Okay, 25. 25 is tight. So we're going to try 23. And 23 fits fine. So it's 23. Okay, I'm going to try the 23 again for this one. And that fits fine. That's 23. Okay, so far so good. So far the exhausts are in good. I got 22, 25, and 2 23s. So far the exhausts are in good. Now they're on the low side, and depending on what those numbers are, I'll have to verify it, because what we're looking for is, even though these are pretty close, I don't know if they're close to the rest of the cylinders. So so far they're pretty consistent. 22, 25, 23s. They're on the low end, but so far they're in spec. Okay, now we're going to switch to the intake. So same thing, we're going to go to counterclockwise on the crank. You see that lobe coming up. Same thing, we're going to want that lobe right there on the 2 and 3. Okay. We're going to start with that 15 again. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, 15's tight. So we'll drop to a 13. 13's tight. So I'm going to drop to a 10. So then I know if it's low, I know it's going to be 11 or 12. So we'll try that 10 in there. Ten is tight. So we'll drop down to an 8. See what happens. Oh wow, an 8's tight, so drop down to a 7. That's not good right off the bat. Okay, here's a 7. Seven fits. Okay, so I know it's a 7. Okay, that'll definitely have to be changed out. 0.07. Okay. I'm going to start at 10 again, since these seem to be on the very low end. Okay, right in that slot. Ten's fine. It's a little loose. Let me try 11. So I'll do my 5 and 6. Gives me 11. Won't fit in there, so now I know it's a 10. Okay, so we got our 10. Okay, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start at that 10 again, since these seem to be on the low end. Okay, last one over here. Ten is tight. Let's try an 8. Has to be precise. So we're going to try an 8. And an 8 fits fine. Okay? Those are definitely have to be changed out. Every one of them are bad. Alright. Now, since our firing order, we're done with 1 and 2, so we're going to switch to 4 and then 3. So I'm going to put this on pause and then switch to the other side. Alright, it should be back on. Yeah, if you see, our cam lobe is already in the right position. Back it up just a hair. Clockwise just a hair right there. Okay. Start with the exhaust. I'm going to start at 25. .25 is tight. Switch to 23. Let me try that 25 again. Might be 24. Yeah, get in there. That's on the other side. Yeah, 25 is tight. 23 is loose, so it's 24. Okay, so we're going to put 24 on that end, because we're starting here first and work our way inward. Same thing, I'm going to start at 25. 25 is a little tight. Let me try 23. 23 is loose again, so it's definitely a 24. 25 is too tight, 23 is too loose, so 24. Okay. Feel that one more time. Yeah, definitely 24. Okay. Now we've already done the exhaust, so now we're going to turn the lobe up on this end, so we're going to turn the engine counterclockwise still. Keep turning it forward. Just keep going. Right there. Right there. Okay. Down here in our intakes we want between 11 and 20, so I'm going to start at 15 again. Okay. Oh, that 15 went in. It's a little tight. Let me try a 13. Now 13's loose, so that tells me it's a 14. 15's tight, 13 loose, it's 14. Yep, that is a 14. Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to start with that 13 again. Let's see. Thirteen's a little loose. We'll try that 15. It's 14. Good on those two. Still in spec. Okay. Try 15 again. Fifteen's tight. Try 13. Hmm. 13's tight. I'm gonna try my 10. Let's see. Try my 10. That is a 10. Okay, so we got 10, 14, 14. Just remember, we're starting from this one, working our way inward. So now we're going to switch to cylinder 3. As you can see, this lobe will already be up. I'm going to pull it back just a hair. Right there. Okay. Same thing here. I'm going to start at 15. Or no, that's my exhaust, sorry. 25. 25 is way tight. I can't even get that in. We'll drop to a 23. 23 is a little tight. Okay, so I'm going to drop to a 22. So since I don't have a 22, I'm going to use my 15 and 7. That'll give me my 22. 15, 7. It's a little loose. Let me try my 23 again. If in doubt, try it again. Got all the time in the world. Yeah, 23. 22 is just too loose, so it's going to be a 23. Okay, 23. We're starting that one, working our way inward. Okay, I'm going to try that 23 again for this one. That one feels the same. It's a 23. Okay. Now, we've done this exhaust. Now we're going to switch to this intake. So I'm going to turn counterclockwise again. Get it in the right position. I know this looks complicated, but it's pretty simple once you do it a couple times. Right there. Just remember that firing order, 1, 2, 4, 3. You'll be alright. Okay. Okay, we're going to finish this intake over here. So we're going to start at 15. 15's tight. Try 13. 13's tight. We'll try a 10. Ten is it. Okay. Write a 10 right here. Okay. Since that one's a 10, I'm going to try a 10 on that next one. See what we got. And 10 is tight. So we'll try an 8. Okay, try an 8. Get in there. 8 is tight. Wow. Okay, we're going to drop down to a 6. Already did that one. 6 is tight. Oh. Try a 5. We got a 5 and a 4 left. 5 is tight. All I got left is a 4. A 4 fits. Let me try the 5 again. Nope, it's definitely a 4. Write that on the sheet. That is definitely too tight. That is, you can see, if I look through here on this side, there is a little bit of a cam wear where it's been hitting on that bucket. I'll have to pull that out and look at that bucket and make sure there's no damage on it. If it's worn, we're going to have to replace it. We'll try a 10 on this one. This last one. Ten is tight, so I'm going to try an 8. Fits, make sure, and that's an 8. Okay, we're done. Alright, here's our chart. Now what we're looking for, like I said, we're gonna look for consistencies. So like right here we got 22, 25, 23s, 24s. Those are all consistent and they are in spec, but is it the right spec that I want? Being that low in 10,000 miles on that speedometer, that means it's a lot of wear for 10,000 miles. So I may increase that +5. So in other words, it'd make that a 27, make that a 30, which is still in spec on the high end. I may recheck that one again too. The rest of these I may bump up, and in other words, they're in spec, I can't complain, but they're on that low end, which means at about the 6,000 to 10,000 mile mark, these may be out of spec at that time. And same thing down below. I got a 13, a 10, a 13. Now these two are in spec. I mean, it's above 11, but they're again 10,000 miles. You know, do I want to risk it? There's two back here for a 14. Still below. It's below the half line. If this is 11 to 20, I kind of want 15 to 20, either right on 15 to 20. There again, even though these are on spec, you know, these two are good and these two are good. What's going to happen at 10,000 miles? Are they going to be low again? And I'm going to have to do this all over again after like another, 10,000 miles, or set these between 15 and 20, and then I can go about, maybe 20,000 miles before I have to change them again. So I'll play with the numbers, and the next part of my series will be part 5, of course. We're going to be pulling these cams out and writing these shim numbers down, and then I can work out my numbers, and I'll show you how to do that. Alrighty, thank you very much. I'll see you on the next one.